And number 3 is understand now. So this one's all about taking the time to really understand what's going on and kind of get your head around the course material as you go along, rather than burying your head in the sand if you find things hard or confusing at points. If you're starting to take more stretching academic courses, you'll inevitably come across material that you don't fully understand at first. For me, this was especially true on some of the harder courses I took at university level when I was at Cambridge, particularly in my first year of university. Before I sort of got my act together a little bit more. So I'd sit in those 9 a.m. lectures, I'm often half asleep, and I wouldn't really follow all the explanations while I was sitting there in the lecture, but I'd tell myself that I'd study it all later and I'd get my head around it in my own time. But then it would be into next week's lectures and next week's problem sheets and next week's essays, and that would all land. And I think, I have a great idea. You know what I'll do? That stuff that I didn't quite get from last week, I'll have tons of time when it comes to the holidays at the end of term. And of course, it never quite works out like that, does it? Holidays can be a good time to catch up, to consolidate, to fill in the blanks, but only up to a point. And besides that, the problem of falling behind compounds. So if you don't grasp a lecture or two worth of material or a lesson or two worth of material, the problem then compounds as you work through the rest of that topic, or maybe even go on to further topics that build on that previous topic. So what to do about all of this? Well, I think you've basically got 2 major choices if you feel you're in a situation where you are not understanding significant parts of your course as you go. Option 1 is to seriously evaluate whether it's the right course for you. It might not be. Don't be a hero. There is no shame in switching to a course you're more suited to. You'll be happier. You'll be more successful. Option 2 is digging in and wrestling with the tricky material, really taking the time you need to get your head around those bits that you haven't quite understood. There are at least a couple of keys to making this work: time and energy.